Cheers to being 1 year, 1 day sober. So I stopped drinking alcohol on the 27th of February 2023, and I cannot believe that I have made it through an entire year without drinking any alcohol, despite having weddings, funerals, holidays and celebrations. I managed to abstain from drinking. Now, why did I choose to give up alcohol? Well, I was in a bit of a rut with a habit that I'd created whilst I was bringing up my kids. So I have 4 daughters, and I used to sort of like turn to a glass of wine around 5 o'clock in the evening to sort of like relax and relieve the stresses, I suppose, whilst I was cooking. But what I realised was that this wasn't becoming very beneficial for me, and actually I sort of felt much more sort of like, I suppose, groggy, and as if I was like depending on it a little bit in the end. And I was thinking to myself, this is probably not a good idea. I know that a lot of women and men, but a lot of women in my situation with busy households and lots of kids often look forward to that wine o'clock. And I was one of them. And what I realised was that it was almost masking what I was actually going through. Now, of course, everything was hunky-dory. It's just drinking a bottle of wine. What does that make a difference? But actually, it was making a big difference. I was struggling to lose that extra bit of weight that I had. I am 51, so last year and the year before that, I was right smack bang in the middle of my menopause, which I am still in. And I believed that the alcohol was exacerbating all of these things. Now, of course, there are lots of other reasons or other things that alcohol can do to your body, but that was the reason that I gave up. Was number one, I couldn't shift that last bit of belly fat that I wanted to shift. And number two, I just knew that little voice in my head was telling me that I was perhaps drinking too much and that I needed to knock it on the head. So what have I learnt from not drinking over the last 366 days? Number one, it doesn't make things better. So although you might open that glass, that bottle of wine, or have that gin and tonic, and you think, actually, having the next one and the next one and the next one, it just exacerbates the problem, because you then don't actually get the high from the alcohol, you start to get the low. Number two, it really made my menopausal symptoms worse. At night, I was suffering big time from night sweats and insomnia, and the alcohol was making that worse. As soon as I stopped drinking the alcohol, after about the first 2 to 3 weeks, I started to see that my sleep was getting better, and I wasn't getting as many hot sweats, and I wasn't waking up regularly during the night to drink loads of water, because of course drinking a bottle of wine before going to bed meant that I was getting dehydrated during the night, which meant I was waking up to drink lots of water, and it was that sort of cycle again. I would say that the biggest win of all in regards to stopping drinking is the clarity. I know everything about what happens in my life now. I have a clear, informed awareness of what's happening. So if I have an argument with my husband, I remember everything, and I can go back to it the next day, and I can go through the issues that we had, and I can make a rational decision about how we move through that argument. I'm also very clear and present for my children as they are young adults. It makes a massive difference to be aware and consciously alert around what they are telling you, because sometimes if you've had a few drinks, they talk to you but you don't remember. One of the biggest things about not drinking is memory. One of the things that we suffer from during the menopause is cognitive decline, and that's just to do with your hormones and all the other shit that we have to go through as women. But alcohol often can exacerbate that, and because of that you tend to forget things, and it's difficult to recollect things, and it's difficult to remember what you said or what you're planning to say. So these are just some of the things that I've noticed, but one of the things, I think the biggest thing, is it's almost like I took a mask off. I'm actually living life how I want to live it now, making decisions that are really structured and really in mine and my family's best interests. And as a business owner, it has really helped me also to find clarity into where I want my business to go. And it was one of the biggest things that made me stop what I was doing and go, is this what I want to do? And that's one of the reasons I started this account, was because I'm now training to be a functional nutritional therapist, and I want that to be one of the biggest goals in my 50s, is to qualify as that and help other women and men look at their nutrition and what they eat and drink and make understanding positive decisions about their own health. Okay, so cheers to not drinking. You can do it. So if you ever want support, just drop a message underneath this and I'll definitely support you in your journey to drop the alcohol. One more thing, Jill McKay, who helped me drop the alcohol, is an amazing sober coach, and she has some amazing insights into how you can actually just stop that wine o'clock. And she has a great TED talk on YouTube. So if you want to know what that is, drop me a message and I'll dig that out and send that to you. Thanks for sharing and caring, and I will see you soon.